Imagine you just walked through the front door after a long day at the office. Your dog sprints toward you, low to the ground, ears pinned back, showing their front teeth in what looks like a terrifying snarl, all while squinting their eyes and sneezing repeatedly. To a stranger, this looks like a scene from a nature documentary gone wrong. To a seasoned dog owner, this might actually be a submissive grin of pure joy. This is the great divide of the canine-human relationship. We live under the same roof, we share the same bed, and we breathe the same air, yet we are constantly speaking two entirely different languages. Most of the bad behavior or weird quirks we attribute to our dogs are actually sophisticated forms of communication that we are simply failing to translate correctly. Today we are breaking down 12 of the most common things dogs do that humans almost always misunderstand. From the guilty look to the reason they kick their feet after a bathroom break, we are uncovering the hidden science behind your pup's daily habits. If you want to stop guessing what your dog is thinking and start actually hearing what they're saying, you need to stick around. Let's get into the secrets of the canine mind and fix those translations once and for all. The first major misunderstanding on our list is the infamous guilty look. You know the one. You come home to find a shredded pillow or a mess on the kitchen floor, and your dog is hunkered down, ears flat, eyes averted, looking practically ashamed of their existence. We tell ourselves, he knows he did something wrong. But science has actually proven this to be a total myth. In a famous study, researchers found that dogs show the guilty look, regardless of whether they actually broke a rule or not. The look isn't a reflection of their past actions. It is a direct reaction to your current body language and tone of voice. Dogs are experts at reading human frustration. When you walk in and your energy is high, tense, or angry, your dog isn't feeling guilt for the pillow. They are performing appeasement behaviors. They are basically saying, "I see you're upset. Please don't be scary. I'm being small and non-threatening." They live in the absolute present moment, so they don't connect their 4-hour-old chewing session with your current anger. To build real trust, you have to stop looking for guilt and start looking for the root cause of the behavior while you aren't around. Moving on to number 2, we have the post-potty kick. Have you ever watched your dog finish their business and then start frantically kicking up grass and dirt behind them like a bull preparing to charge? Many owners think their dog is trying to clean up or bury the mess like a cat. Others think they're just being playful or a bit of a jerk by ruining the lawn. In reality, this is a sophisticated form of scenting. Dogs have scent glands in the pads of their paws. By kicking the ground, they are doing two things. They are physically marking the area with their paws to tell other dogs they were there, and they are spreading the scent of their waste further into the environment. It is essentially a social media check-in. They are leaving a complex digital-style footprint for the next neighborhood dog to read. It's not about being messy. It's about participating in the local canine conversation. Number 3 is one that causes a lot of anxiety for owners, and that is the yawn. When a human yawns, it usually means we are tired or bored. When a dog yawns, especially in a high-stress environment like the vet's office or during a training session, it almost never means they're sleepy. It is a calming signal. They are yawning to physically lower their own heart rate and to signal to those around them that they are feeling a bit overwhelmed. If you are hugging your dog and they let out a massive yawn, they aren't relaxed. They are politely asking for a bit of space. It's their way of saying, "I'm uncomfortable, but I'm trying to stay calm." If you start paying attention to the context of the yawn, you'll realize your dog is much more communicative about their boundaries than you ever realized. Next up is number 4, the zoomies. Scientifically known as frenetic random activity periods, or FRAPs. We've all seen it. Your dog suddenly tucks their tail, lowers their rear end, and starts sprinting in circles around the living room or the yard like a possessed race car. Many people think their dog has just lost their mind or has too much energy. While energy is part of it, the zoomies are often a release valve for built-up tension. You see it frequently after a bath, after a long vet visit, or even after a stressful encounter with another dog. The intense physical movement helps them burn off the cortisol that has accumulated in their system. It's an emotional reset. Instead of trying to stop the zoomies, the best thing you can do is clear the furniture and let them finish the processing. It's a healthy sign of a dog who knows how to regulate their own emotions. Number 5 is something almost everyone gets wrong: the tail wag. If a dog is wagging their tail, they're happy, right? Not necessarily. A tail wag is simply a sign of emotional arousal. It's like a person's voice going up in volume. It can mean, "I'm so happy to see you," but it can also mean I am extremely frustrated and about to react. To understand the wag, you have to look at the rest of the dog. A happy wag is loose, circular, and involves the whole back half of the body. A warning wag is often stiff, fast, and only involves the tip of the tail, while the rest of the body is frozen. There is even research suggesting that a wag more to the right indicates positive feelings, while a wag more to the left indicates negative ones. If you see a dog with a stiff, vibrating tail wagging slowly at a high angle, that dog is on alert and needs space, not a pat on the head. Let's talk about number 6, eating grass. This is one of the most common questions veterinarians get. Most owners assume their dog is missing a specific nutrient, or that they are intentionally trying to make themselves sick to clear an upset stomach. While that second part happens occasionally, the vast majority of dogs eat grass simply because they like the taste and the texture. It's a natural foraging behavior inherited from their wild ancestors who would consume plant matter within the stomachs of their prey. If your dog is happily grazing on the lawn and isn't showing signs of distress or frequent upset, they aren't sick, they're just enjoying a salad. Just make sure the grass hasn't been treated with any chemicals, and let them enjoy their foraging time. Number 7 is the leaned-in weight. When a dog comes up to you and leans their entire body weight against your legs, many people think the dog is being dominant or trying to push them over. In reality, this is the canine equivalent of a hug. Dogs are highly tactile creatures. By leaning on you, they are seeking physical comfort and reassurance. They are claiming you as their safe person. It's an act of profound trust. For many anxious dogs, this grounding behavior helps them feel secure in a busy environment. So, the next time your pup leans heavy against your shins, don't move away. Lean back a little and enjoy the connection. Moving on to number 8, the sneeze. We mentioned this in the intro. If your dog is in the middle of a wrestling match or a game of fetch and they start letting out short, rhythmic play sneezes, they aren't catching a cold. This is a vital meta-communication signal. In the dog world, play can sometimes look like fighting. There's growling, nipping, and jumping. The play sneeze is the dog's way of saying, "Just so you know, I'm still just kidding. This is all for fun." It's a way to keep the energy light and prevent the situation from escalating into a real conflict. If you see your dog sneezing during a wrestle fest, it's a sign of a very socially intelligent pup who wants to make sure everyone is on the same page. Number 9 is the sigh. We all know the sound. A long, heavy exhale as they flop down on their bed. When humans sigh, it usually means we're frustrated or annoyed. With dogs, it depends on their eyes. If your dog sighs with their eyes halfway open, it's a sign of disappointment, like when you tell them the walk is over. But if they sigh with their eyes fully closed, it is a sign of perfect contentment. It means they feel completely safe and settled in their environment. It's one of the highest compliments a dog can give you. It means the work of the day is done, and they are fully at peace in your presence. Now, let's talk about number 10, the destruction of toys. You buy a brand new, indestructible squeaky toy, and within 10 minutes the stuffing is all over the floor and the squeaker has been surgically removed. Many owners get frustrated and think their dog is being naughty or destructive. But from a biological perspective, your dog is just being a predator. The squeak of a toy mimics the sound of small prey, and the instinct to dissect the toy is a core part of their ancestral hunting drive. To them, they aren't breaking a toy, they are finishing the job. It's a deeply satisfying mental and physical outlet for them. Instead of getting mad, try giving them enrichment toys that are designed to be taken apart, like those with hidden compartments or layers, so they can satisfy that dissection urge without ruining a $20 plushie every week. Number 11 is the direct stare. We often think that a dog staring at us is a sign of intense love or waiting for a command. And while that can be true with your own dog, a direct, unblinking stare from a dog you *T**no is a very different story. In the canine world, a hard stare is a challenge. It's an aggressive posture. If you stare back intensely at an unfamiliar dog, you are accepting the challenge. This is why many dogs get uncomfortable around small children or people who bend over and look directly into their faces. However, with your dog, a soft oxytocin gaze, where you both look at each other with squinty, relaxed eyes, actually releases bonding hormones in both of you. The misunderstanding happens when we apply human eye contact rules to dogs who aren't comfortable with us yet. Always look slightly away from a strange dog to show you are non-threatening. Finally, number 12 is the mouth lick. Most people think that when a dog licks your mouth or your face, they are giving you kisses. While it is definitely an affectionate behavior, the root of it is actually a submissive greeting. In the wild, wolf pups would lick the mouths of the adults to solicit food and to show they are subordinate members of the pack. When your dog licks your face, they are acknowledging you as the leader and showing you that they are friendly and peaceful. It's less of a romantic kiss and more of a respectful handshake and a request for connection. It's their way of saying, "I'm your junior partner, and I'm glad you're home." Why do these misunderstandings happen so frequently? Mostly because we are primates and they are canines. Primates communicate through faces and hands. Canines communicate through bodies and odors. We tend to project our human emotions like spite, guilt, or revenge onto animals that simply don't have the neurological framework for them. A dog doesn't chew your shoes to get back at you for being late. They chew your shoes because the shoes smell like you, and the chewing relieves their separation anxiety. When we stop anthropomorphizing our dogs and start observing them as the unique species they are, our relationship changes overnight. Think about the guilty look again. If you stop scolding a dog who is already showing appeasement signals, you avoid creating a fear-based relationship. Instead of the dog learning "I shouldn't chew shoes," they just learn "my owner is unpredictable and scary when they come home." By understanding that the look is fear, not guilt, you can change your approach to preventative training instead of reactive punishment. This is how you build a bond that is based on safety rather than stress. The tail wag is perhaps the most dangerous misunderstanding. Many people get bitten by a wagging dog because they assumed the dog was friendly. By learning to see the stiffness in the body, the tension in the face, and the height of the tail, you can potentially prevent a tragic situation. It's about holistic observation. You can't just look at the tail, you have to look at the whole dog. And what about the zoomies? If you understand that it's an emotional release, you can use it as a diagnostic tool. If your dog gets the zoomies every time they come home from a specific playmate's house, maybe that playmate is actually a bit too stressful for them. The zoomies aren't just fun. They are a data point about your dog's mental health. The leaned-in wait and the sigh of contentment are the rewards of pet ownership. These are the moments where the translation is perfect. Your dog is telling you they are happy, safe, and loved. When we recognize these signals, we can lean back and reinforce that bond. It's a virtuous cycle of communication. We often talk about training our dogs, but the best owners are the ones who allow their dogs to train them. Your dog is constantly giving you feedback. If you try to pet them and they yawn and look away, they are training you to respect their space. If you ignore that and keep petting them, you are failing the test. The 12 things we talked about today are the foundational principles of this interspecies training program. Think about the mouth lick and the submissive grin. These are acts of vulnerability. Your dog is putting themselves in a lower position to show you they trust you. When we misunderstand these as being a pest or snarling, we pull away and hurt that trust. By leaning in and offering a calm, soft voice in return, we validate their vulnerability. We say, "I see you, and you are safe with me." Dogs also use scent in ways we can barely comprehend. The post-potty kick is just the tip of the iceberg. Their entire world is an olfactory map. When we rush them on a walk, we are essentially blindfolding them. We are saying, "Stop looking at the world, just walk." By understanding that sniffing is their vision, we can become more patient. We can realize that a 10-minute sniff session is more exhausting for a dog's brain than a 30-minute run. Mental stimulation is just as important as physical exercise. And let's go back to eating grass. If your dog does this, pay attention to the asterisk speed asterisk. If they are grazing like a cow, no problem. But if they are frantically gulping down large amounts of grass while looking panicked, that asterisk is the sign of a stomach issue. The misunderstanding isn't that they eat grass. It's that we don't notice the how and the why. Observation is the key to everything. The destruction of toys is a great example of a natural drive being mislabeled as a character flaw. A dog who destroys a toy isn't bad. They are successful. They have used their jaws, their paws, and their brain to solve a problem. If you give them a destruction outlet, like a cardboard box they are allowed to shred or a hide-a-squirrel toy, that bad behavior suddenly becomes a fun activity. It's about redirecting the drive, not erasing it. You can't erase 1,000 years of genetics, but you can certainly work with it. Why is the direct stare so confusing? Because for humans, eye contact is intimacy. For most mammals, eye contact is confrontation. This is why a shy dog will often come up to the person who is asterisk, ignoring asterisk them, rather than the person who is cooing and staring. By acting like a dog, looking away, sideways body language, and moving slowly, you become much more dog-friendly. You are speaking their polite language. The sign of the sigh is a beautiful reminder of the emotional weather in your home. If your dog is flopping down and let out that closed eye exhale, you're doing something right. You have created a sanctuary. In a world that is often loud, fast, and unpredictable, your home is a place where a biological being can fully let their guard down. That is a massive accomplishment. The bond between a human and a dog is thousands of years old, but it is also only as old as your relationship with your specific pup. Every dog is an individual. While these 12 points are general rules, your dog might have their own dialect. Maybe their play sneeze sounds more like a honk. Maybe their zoomies always involve carrying a specific shoe. The 12 things are your grammar book, but your dog is the author. As you go through your day, try to narrate what your dog is doing through their eyes. Oh, he's yawning because I'm being a bit too loud on this phone call. Or she's kicking the grass because she wants the neighborhood to know she was here. When you start thinking canine, the frustration begins to melt away. You replace "why is he doing that" with "oh, I see what he's saying." This translation work is the highest form of pet ownership. It's easy to buy the best food or the fanciest bed. It's hard to stop and really look at a yawn or a tail wag and ask, "What am I missing?" But that looking is where the magic happens. That is where a pet becomes a partner. We also have to talk about the sneeze and play. If you have two dogs and the play getting a bit intense, watch for the sneeze break. If both dogs sneeze, they've just reset the contract. If one dog is play fighting and the other is not sneezing and is instead stiff-bodied, it's time to step in. You are the referee of the interspecies communication. Knowing when they are just kidding and when they are serious is vital for a peaceful home. The guilty look is perhaps the most important one to unlearn. If you can stop the shame-based training, you will see your dog's confidence soar. A confident dog is a well-behaved dog. A dog who is constantly afraid of making an unknown mistake is a dog who will eventually become reactive or shut down. Let go of the guilt and focus on the communication. And let's revisit eating grass. If your dog is doing it excessively, it might also be a sign of boredom. If the garden is the only place they go, the grass is the only interactive thing in their environment. It's a call for more engagement. Again, the behavior is just the symptom. The mind state is the cause. The post-potty kick is a reminder that your dog is part of a larger community. Even if they are the only dog in the house, they are talking to the dogs who walked by 3 hours ago. They are leaving a message for the dogs who will walk by 3 hours from now. They are part of a temporal network. Respecting that social drive, by giving them time to finish their post, is a simple way to show empathy. The 12 things are your decoder ring. But remember, the batteries for that ring are patience and humility. You has to be willing to be wrong. You has to be willing to say, "I thought you were being naughty, but I see you were just scared." That reflection is what makes a great dog person. As we conclude this deep dive, take a look at your pup right now. What are they doing? Are they sighing? Are they looking away? Are they leaning on you? Every moment is a conversation. Don't let the primate brain drown out the canine voice. The story of human and dog is a story of mutual adaptation. We have changed them, but they have also changed us. They have taught us to be more present, to be more tactile, and to be more honest. You can't lie to a dog's nose, and you can't lie to their observation. They see the real you. By learning their real language, you are honoring that connection. So tomorrow morning, when the sun comes up and your dog starts their morning routine, watch for the sneezes, the yawns, and the weight shifts. Treat it like a first date with a new culture. Be curious, be soft, be dog-like. The 12 things humans always misunderstand are just the beginning of a lifelong study. The more you listen, the more your dog will have to say. And soon, you'll find that you don't need a decoder ring anymore. You'll just know. And that knowing is the most beautiful thing about having a dog as your best friend. The sandcastle is solid. The bank account is full. and the bridge is strong because you finally understand the sneeze, the sigh, and the lean. You aren't just an owner anymore. You are a translator, a partner, and a friend. And in your dog's eyes, which are now soft and squinty with joy, that is the most important thing in the world. Final thought. The best command you will ever give your dog is the one they don't have to follow, but choose to because they finally feel understood. Stay observant, stay patient, and most importantly, stay human enough to learn. Your dog is waiting for you to get the message, and once you do, your life together will never be the same. Keep watching, keep learning, and keep wagging, loose and wiggly, just like a happy pup.